What is going on, everyone? I am your host, Zonan Michaels, of Nerds by Definition, and today we ask, who is Zonan Michaels? Let's talk about it. The name Zonan Michaels is of course not my actual name, it is an alias that I go by, but people who know me in real life ask me all the time, where did I get the name Zonan Michaels from? Believe it or not, it's actually pretty awful and not very good. It's kind of cringeworthy. So, let's start with the first name, Zonan. A lot of people think that I got it from like Don't Mess with the Zohan, and a lot of times when I'm playing games, people call me Zohan, and to be honest, it's kind of annoying. But where I got Zonan is actually from the most recent Legend of Zelda game that was released, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I know this could probably be thrown into some copyright category, but listen, hear me out. Ever since I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda series, and my brothers and my sister and I all played the Legend of Zelda games together. It was a really nice piece of my childhood. I remember when my oldest brother was home from college once, and he pulled out his N64 and popped in Ocarina of Time, and I was maybe 4 or 5 years old at the time, and I went into his room because I couldn't sleep. And he let me sit there and watch him play video games until I passed out, and when I woke up the next morning, I was back in my bed. It was one of the few things that all of us siblings got along with, because when you grow up in a house with 3 other siblings, there's obviously going to be some fighting, but it was the one thing that no matter how bad of a mood we were in, we always loved Legend of Zelda. And for the longest time, my favorite was actually Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. But as of recently, it has changed to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a phenomenal game, and I love the idea of the Zonai. And when I was thinking of a name or an alias to go by in this channel, Zonan just kind of popped in my head. So let's talk about the last name, Michaels. In my biological name, Michael is actually my middle name. And throughout my family, there's a lot of people named Michael. And there's Michael existing in a lot of people's names in my family, whether it be their first or middle name. It's something that just really, it's a name that just travels a lot in my family. And so when it came to, thinking of a name to put in there, I wanted to bring a piece of my family in with it besides just the Legend of Zelda reference. And so I took something out of real life that actually pertained to my family, like the name Michael, and put it in. And so I became Zonan Michaels. Believe it or not, I've wanted to do YouTube for a really long time. The first time I ever tried doing YouTube, I was actually using my dad's HD camera that I found when I was younger, at about 12 years old, and I tried recording my TV. So from the time I was 12, I wanted to do YouTube. I thought the concept of it was so cool, being able to, create content and have others enjoy it too and enjoy it with you. I thought that was crazy. I thought it was a fantastic idea. And especially when it came to the video game aspect of it, which I know a lot of my channel has been because I haven't really got to tackle too much. I know I keep saying that it's, video games, anime, movies, TV shows, and comic books, but besides video games, I haven't really got to talk about any other topics because I'm still working on other ones. I'm still finishing up certain animes and things right now that I want to actually talk about for the channel. But I thought it would be so cool to have a place where people could come and laugh and just enjoy themselves. And I was like, you know what? I want to make a YouTube channel. And so it took 10 years from the time I was 12 to when my first video for this channel got uploaded at age 22 on July 22nd, 2019, to finally get the ball rolling. And now I'm 23 years old, been doing this for a year, I guess you could say professionally, even though, it is what it is. But I still love what I do, and I'm actually glad to be able to be doing it. And so that's why I love YouTube and Twitch and why I do what I do. Nerds by Definition started out as a concept. Like I said before, I wanted to make a YouTube channel where people could come and gather up. And so in 2018, me and a couple friends, before I even moved, actually sat around and we were like, man, it would be so cool to just have a place where nerdy people like us could sit and talk. Because we'd hang out at my buddy's house all the time, and we would talk about like video games or like TV shows and animes and stuff that would come out, and we would lose our mind. We thought it was awesome. We could have 5 or 6 of us in a room literally nerding out and just talking about, topics and things like that. And so we kind of took this concept and we were like, man, how cool would it be if we could take this and have thousands of others enjoy it? We make each other laugh, we could probably make others laugh too and want to be involved in what we do. And so we took that mindset and we set out, and I started getting to work because, like I said, YouTube's something I've wanted to do for a long time. So I was like, all right, I want to get an email set up. I want to get an Instagram, Twitter, Facebook page, get the YouTube account set up itself, give everyone the email and such. But sadly, this isn't how it played out. As time went on, I moved away, and so did other people. Job opportunities and things like that. I don't make a living off this. I still work a full-time job as well. But due to circumstances that were going on, I decided to take up the project once again by myself, which I have no problem with. I love working in Nerds by Definition. I love doing what I do. It was supposed to be a group project, but it didn't pan out that way. But hey, I'm okay with that. I still meet people all the time online while I'm playing games and stuff like that who don't even mind being in my videos. I live stream with multiple different people, and on my Discord, I have a category called Nerds, and it's just, people who love what I do, or friends and family who love what I do, who join the Discord, are, they get thrown in the Nerds category. Because here's the thing, Nerds by Definition, yeah, I went to do it with a group, but at the same time, I look at the closed kind of mindset that I have, that like the nerds were the group of people who are going to be sitting around and talking about stuff, when in all reality, there's nerds everywhere. And so when I was taken back by doing this project by myself, I was like, man, this was supposed to be Nerds by Definition, a group project. It is a group project. You guys are the other part of my community. You guys are the whole reason I do this, because I wanted someone to sit down and enjoy this with, and I found that in you. So Nerds by Definition isn't just mine, it's ours. This is our project. Between me and everyone on the other side of that camera lens, we are all Nerds by Definition. I am a simple man. Honestly, I play a lot of games, listen to a lot of music. I actually run another side project called Single Cell Serenade. You'll hear a lot of people call me Joe, and they don't mean to. It's when I'm playing with my friends and stuff. It's what they grew up calling me. It's my biological name. And so my actual name is Joe, but on this platform and any other platforms, I will be going by Zonan Michaels, because I want to leave my family's personal life and my personal life out of it. I want this to, like I said, be a community where we can all get together. The concept of Zonan Michaels and why I didn't just stick with my biological name, like some people like to, like if you look at Markiplier, he put part of his actual name in his title. I didn't want to do that for multiple reasons. Zonan Michaels is a lot more to me than just an alias. When I was growing up, I suffer from, I don't want to call them mental disabilities, but like mental illnesses. I have 4 biggies. With those, a lot of problems occurred throughout my growing up. And so when I created Zonan Michaels, it wasn't just a character for me. A lot of people like to make characters for themselves and put it out there on the internet, but Zonan Michaels for me was who I really am if I was able to be free. This is going to sound really corny and cringe, so please strap in. This is going to be a bit. With Zonan Michaels didn't have to have the mental disabilities. Zonan Michaels didn't have to worry about embarrassment. Zonan Michaels didn't have to worry about any of this. With a lot of mental illness, you can start to struggle with communicating with other people. But with taking on like a new persona, I was able to just be myself. That's something that I think might be a weird conception for people. Because I do have friends who don't have mental illnesses and things like that, and they don't quite comprehend what I go through on a day-to-day basis, and that's fine. But that's also why I love being able to do this. Like I said, Zonan Michaels is more than a character for me. It's who I feel I could be if mental illness shackles were dropped. You know, if I didn't have mental illness and things like that, I'm not ashamed of my mental illness. It's part of who I am, but it can really dampen certain parts of life. And so with Zonan Michaels, I can take that and push it aside. I can be carefree, I can be happy, I can be myself and express myself in whatever way I want to on the internet. And that's why I love being Zonan Michaels. Some days I honestly love doing this and being able to be Zonan Michaels more than I like being myself. Just, based on circumstances that are going on at the time. But this is more than just, something I've wanted to do for a really long time. It's also a great escape for me. It's a way to communicate with people in a way that they will understand and I will understand. And I love doing this, and I don't care if I ever get paid for doing this. I don't care if I ever get a huge following for doing this. Whoever is on the other side of that lens and willing to watch my videos, you already mean the world to me. You already mean everything to me, and I thank you so much. This has been your host, Zonan Michaels of Nerds by Definition, and I'll see you next time. Bye.